you've applied for Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways, Riyadh Air, Fly Dubai, or the name of the company you may think of, and you continuously get an email notifying you that you've been rejected, encouraging you to try again in 6 months, or even worse, you literally hear nothing, silence, complete silence at all, I would like to invite you to sit down, go grab your pen, your piece of paper, because on this video I am going to share something that most candidates applying, especially for Middle Eastern airlines, really do not know. And chances are your CV is actually what gets you rejected over and over again, even before it reaches us recruiters and we have the opportunity to at least briefly meet you in person. Now here's the good news, because most CV mistakes are completely fixable. By the end of this video, I promise you will have a real understanding of what is it that us recruiters are aiming to see on a great professional CV, and also how to surpass completely successfully the ATS. And of course, get successfully shortlisted. And disclaimer alert, make sure you stay until the last part of the video, because I'm going to share with you where you can actually download the exact framework that is literally getting each and every single one of my students successfully shortlisted and invited for the big day of the interview process itself in person at the end of this beautiful long format video. Let's begin, shall we? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jamila. I am your recruitment bestie, as I would like to remember me from now onwards. I have been in the aviation industry for already 17 beautiful years and counting on. And on today's video, I want to teach you exactly how to create the most professional and successful application process, considering that your CV is the absolute key to the starting point of your interview and, of course, your hiring process. But here's the thing, the majority of the times when I see candidates, or even when I coach Cabincrewrec aspirants on a one-to-one level during my mentorship program, I always hear this. If I get the opportunity to be in front of you guys, in front of one of us, the recruiters, or even the hiring managers of Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways, Riyadh Air, or any company worldwide, I know I can give a beautiful, brilliant interview process. I know I have the skill sets they're looking for, but yet I don't get to land on the opportunity to be seen by a recruiter and therefore be assessed in the competencies. So hear me out. I understand that it can totally sound absolutely true, and it can sometimes be true, because when I assess my students, I can tell you they are absolutely ready. However, they are missing out on the strategy that comes before they even demonstrate that to a recruiter in person. Yes. Now, when you're facing this kind of situations, because your CV never really lands you on an interview process, you have to think about it like that. You are going to go through a competition of other 5,000, 10,000, and even 20,000 or plus other applicants that are competing on the same level as you. Although it's not a competition, it's going to sound something like that, and I'm going to explain to you in a second. Back in the days, we had to sit down literally in front of each and every single one of the CVs we received on our email list, or even when we received any application through every website, and we would have to spend at least from 5 to 10 minutes scanning your potentiality as a candidate. Nowadays, everything has completely shifted, and with the resources that we have, that they are called AI tools, in a way that they are known as applicant tracking systems. Those are specific systems designed to pre-screen and really read through your CV. We are not going to spend that amount of time. Actually, sometimes we don't get to see amazing CVs from incredible potential candidates because you guys couldn't actually create the right suitable CV to be successful through the screening of the ATS system. And being honest, even if you come to an open day, we just have a couple of seconds to scan through a CV. And I also want you to know that for me to continue to read, you need to catch my attention within the first few seconds. We have an average of 6 to 8 seconds to scan through your CV and see and spot your highlighted potentiality as a candidate. If not, the next one in line is going to probably get my attention, not you. And what is the purpose of me continue to read through a CV like yours, for example? That you actually get the opportunity to demonstrate all your beautiful skill sets you count on probably, and therefore your only and solely objective should be to move forward onto the application process. And let's be real, once you understand that, everything literally changes. Now, so far in my career, I can tell you I have seen not just hundreds but thousands of cabin crew CVs aspiring to land at least an interview process. Literally people from all over the globe. Different backgrounds, different nationalities, different levels of experience in a customer service field or somewhere else, and yet I can still spot and see that most of them do the same things and obviously have the same mistakes. And that, my love, is that literally most of the candidates, I would say an average of 95% of the candidates, literally focus on listing things that they assume are valuable for the role they're applying for, just in case it was okay to list it up, instead of really reflecting, sitting down properly and thinking about, does this bring any value to the position I am applying for or the company I am aiming to be part of? Because let's be honest, and let me remind you something gently. If you just sit down, list the things or the work experiences you've had in the past with no highlighting of your value as an employee, I would rather read somebody else's curriculum vitae that can bring some more insights and details on the impact they actually created on their past experiences or even on the current one. And I hope you know and understand how to use this, and I'm going to give you a great piece of information, so listen up and write it down. We are not hiring people for a list of responsibilities you can take. We are hiring people especially to be on board and representing my company, the airline I am hiring for, as a brand ambassador because of the impact you can have on other human beings. Here is another mistake. Most of you will always create a generic CV that is going to be absolutely suitable and okay to be sent and forwarded to Emirates, to Etihad, to Qatar Airways Riyadh, or any company you are aiming to be part of as a cabin crew member. And here's where you're going miserably wrong. I'm sorry to be telling you this like that, but that's exactly how it sounds. You are just really saving some time when in reality you should be spending the real conscious time tailoring and personalizing your CV to each company. Yes, you heard me right. And by the way, everything is really explained in details on how to create a different CV and how to adapt it to different companies in the CV guide that you can download from the link in bios from my social media platforms. So go and check it out. And tailoring things and being personal on each and every single one of the companies sounds something like this. You are going to attend a luxury hotel interview process and you are preferring to wear your gym clothes. And how does it really relate to real life? Well, you cannot go with gym clothes to a gym and an interview and therefore for a dinner party or a birthday party of your best friend. It's not going to look like you have literally taken the time to be very personal and specific on each and every single one of the scenarios, would it? Well, when you are seriously submitting the same CV, the same photos, and the same application to each and every single one of the airlines, we are going to notice you put zero effort. Therefore, no CV for each and every single one of the companies should be exactly the same. Because yes, although cabin crew position and the cabin crew role is about customer service, safety and security, and so much more, you cannot say that, and I can guarantee you from my side, that each and every single one of the companies literally look for the same type of professional profile. So be mindful of that. Third mistake, not acknowledging that as a result of each company being different, they have therefore different applicant tracking systems. Yes, you heard me well. Now, each company will use a different system to organize their application processes. And most of the times you don't get rejected because you are a bad candidate without qualities, but because you cannot align it once again to the ATS of that specific airline. Once again, everything is literally described in details on the CV guide, so don't start focusing and panicking around this matter. But what I want you to know about this ATS topic is this. The words you use for creating a CV is going to definitely determine your score in an ATS system regarding other applicants. This is once again what I mentioned earlier. You are going to be competing, if you want to call it like this, with way too many other people that may have similar work experiences as you do. So how would you shine and stand out in a sea full of candidates? Well, by being once again personal and being extremely attentive on each and every single one of the ATS systems that will definitely be different from company to company. Now let's talk about design, because whether or not you can perceive it, design really matters more than you can think of. And by design, I don't mean to say that you should be starting to use colorful templates, graphics, or really random emojis that will give you specific imprint on your personality. No, my love, when I speak about design, I need to speak about being clear, being precise, being simple. Guys, once again, the simpler you are, the faster the ATS pre-screening will be. And if you go for an open day, the faster we are going to be accessing your information. If you get to have your CV landing in our hands, in a recruiter's hands, this is what you want to be projecting from you as a potential candidate. That you are well organized, that you have a balanced personality, because remember that your CV is kind of an extension of you. And definitely it's going to be the one and only document that is going to speak volumes of you to me as a recruiter. We have a few seconds to get to know you. Therefore, first impressions will matter, and your CV is part of your first impression. One phrase I would like you to remember is this: CVs are not going to stand out because they are beautiful or because they are colorful. Actually, the very contrary. They are going to stand out in our hands because they are effortless to read. Now, if you want to know, probably by now, what is it that we really want to read in a professional, well-tailored CV, hear me out. We want to see that you have taken the time to create a great summary. You have taken also the time to tailor and be very personal on the CV creation, and that you are considerate as well towards us, and you can also could understand how to stand out by bringing the strategic information in an organized manner so we can spot your potentiality within seconds. I always want to remind you this, and I believe that it's the absolute most amazing way to define what a CV or a resume actually is. It's not a listing about your past experiences. It's actually a really great marketing campaign of what you can be bringing to my company in the near future. How cool is that, right? Therefore, every sentence you include in your CV should definitely be telling me that you're a valuable addition to my company. Therefore, remember that you should also be answering why should this company or this recruitment team give me the opportunity to interview me in each and every single one of the lines included. If there's a section that really does not answer to that specific inquiry, then I would really recommend you to consider removing it, because the extra information you put that is bringing literally no value at all, you increase the chances of being sent home for lack of precision. Now, I don't want you to leave this video with literally no clue on how to go and start your CV creation or even your CV enhancement. Once again, I would really recommend you to go grab the CV guide from the beacons link in bio of all my social media platforms that is also listed on the description below this video, and start working from there. Now, there's a few things you really need to take from this video though. First of all, follow a structure. Second, be precise, intentional, and personal on each and every single one of the CVs you are creating from today onwards. And third, always answer on each and every single one of the lines you include on your CV. Why would we give the opportunity to be interviewed for this role and this company? If it doesn't add up any value at all, then consider removing that section. I truly hope that this video has brought quite a lot of more clarity. I believe I have spoken enough. I want to read you in the comments below, so feel free to reach out as well. Give your inquiries, and also please hit the subscribe button so you help us reach more people who is in constant need of this type of information. I will see you in the next video soon, and for now, big kiss and bye!